What's up guys, NezReacts here, and today we're going to be ranking every single Wrestlemania. Now, right here, obviously you see that it says Wrestlemania 39. I won't be ranking that because the show did not happen yet, so I will not be showing that. Also, I won't be using this one. It's just basically the same thing. It's just showing the that this took place in a performance center, so we really don't need that as well. So it doesn't matter anyways. So it's just ranking these from 38 to, number 1 to 38. And another thing, when we rank these, I'm not doing like how every other YouTuber does it. Like they'll put this, like let's say if I put WrestleMania 1 under a great show, and then the next show I put on is like WrestleMania 2 and put it next to it. I don't think that this one was a better show than that one, or like I'm not putting them in order. They're just gonna go as great shows. If that makes any sense. You'll see as we go on. So let's get into it. But before we do, actually, make sure you like, subscribe, and put that notification bell. I've been putting on bangers lately. I have some WWE 2K content if you want to look back at it. There's some good stuff going on, and we have plenty more to come. So let's get to it. WrestleMania number 1 in Madison Square Garden. I'm gonna put that under. It was a good show. It wasn't nothing big going on there at the time. Obviously, people thought it was big because it's WrestleMania, and we also had a lot of people good on the card. We had Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, King Kong Bundy. We had a good selective, and then the main event was like Hulk Hogan and Mr. T against Rowdy and like Paul Orndorff or something like that. I can't really remember, but I remember like that was the main event. I remember the main event was Hulk Hogan and Mr. T in it and Rowdy Piper in it. So that's gonna go under a good show. WrestleMania 2. I will say this: the biggest highlight of that was probably like Mr. T versus Rowdy in a boxing match, which I thought was pretty corny, but I'm gonna put it under. It was a mid show. It wasn't nothing insane for me, at least. Maybe it's because I'm spoiled now to the fact that back then it wasn't nothing crazy going on. So yeah, I guess I can put that under there. I think there was a cage match. I'm pretty sure there was like a cage match in it. I believe. I'm not 100% sure. I think Hogan had a match with in a steel cage, I believe. Yeah, still a mid match. I don't care. WrestleMania 3. WrestleMania 3. We had like a hair versus hair match. The Hart Foundation was a part of it. We had Macho Man. I don't know. I think the highlight of that whole thing was I think that was the year that Hulk Hogan did the famous lifting up Andre the Giant kind of thing. I'm pretty sure that was that year. And we also have Ricky the Dragon Steamboat versus Macho Man for the IC title, and that was a good ass match. So I'm gonna put that under great. I think it was a great show. WrestleMania 4. I will put this under, me personally, a great show, because I enjoy tournaments, and WrestleMania 4 had a lot of tournament action into it, and I'm just a huge fan of that. And they had a lot of stacked people in there. You had like Ted DiBiase, you had Rick Rude, you had Jake the Snake, you had like Macho Man, if I said that or not. I don't remember if I said that. So it had a good good amount of people into it. So I enjoy that. So that's gonna be under a great show. WrestleMania 5. Alright. I'll put this under a good show as well. Oh, damn, my bad. This will be under a good show because, Macho Man versus Hulk Hogan is probably one of the most, biggest rivalries in this sport. So I would honestly say through that whole card, plus Rick Rude and Ultimate Warrior was actually a good match as well. I think this was definitely a good show. Nothing crazy, but also pretty good matches in it. So that's go under that. So, all right, next one is WrestleMania 6. Oh Lord. What do I have to say about WrestleMania 6? Another one that will be under a great show. Fuck, not GOAT show. It's not GOATed. It's a great show. Because it had Mr. Perfect versus Brutus the Barber Beefcake was in it. Had Macho Man and who else? We had like Rick Rude and Jimmy Snuka, sorry. And didn't we? And I think that was the year of the unification match with the WWF title and the Intercontinental Championship, the Ultimate Warrior versus Hulk Hogan as the main event. So yeah, that's definitely a great show. I think that was a great show. All right, and then we have WrestleMania 7. Damn, I don't know. What can I say about this? WrestleMania 7. I'll put WrestleMania 7 honestly under a good show. We had Undertaker versus Jimmy Snuka, which I thought was a good, great. It's always good to have Undertaker on your shows. Also had remember, this is the Hogan era, so where Hogan was like in main events for every fucking thing. So yeah, that was it wasn't a bad one. He defended against Sergeant Slaughter, so it wasn't nothing crazy, but still, it's whatever. WrestleMania 8. Oh Lord. I would put it under I don't know. I'll put it under and I don't know. I'll put it under mid, to be honest. Only because I don't really care about, once again, it's the Hogan era, and I'm pretty sure, I think the best part of it was probably Undertaker and Jake the Snake. So, oh yeah, and also, what else was on there? I think Randy was the champion, the WWF champion at the time, and I believe he pinned Ric Flair. I think he was he the champion. I remember it being Randy Savage versus Ric Flair. It's definitely on there, and Bret Hart versus Roddy Piper was also on there. So yeah, actually, you know what? I'm gonna switch it. This is gonna go under good. WrestleMania 9. This is going down shit show. The first shit show one. Only because honestly, this is the one with the infamous, Hulk Hogan somehow getting himself into the main event kind of thing. Once again, it's the Hogan era, like I said. So, let's see. Because, I believe, because Hulk Hogan lost earlier in the night. And then Yokozuna beat Bret Hart for the title. And then somehow Hulk Hogan got a match with Yokozuna right after and won. And that's how he ended the show. So, yeah, that's a complete shit show right there. I think that's one of the worst ones. WrestleMania 10. It wasn't a bad show, so I'll put it under. It was mid. It wasn't nothing crazy, in my opinion. Actually, whoa. This is GOAT. I apologize for that. I just remembered that that was the year with Shawn Michaels and Razor Ramon, and their the ladder match, one of the biggest ladder matches of all time. So yeah, that's going on GOAT shows. I apologize for that. My bad. Jesus, how did I forget that? That's insane. I'm bugging. I switched it up. My bad. Mid show 10. I'm sorry, I'm not good at Roman numeral numbers sometimes. I apologize for that. So yeah, WrestleMania 10 is definitely goated for that. 11. What can we say about WrestleMania 11? Alright, for these, I'm gonna have to look up because for some reason I can't remember those, so 1 second. 11. Okay. WrestleMania 11. You had The Undertaker beat King Kong Bundy. Rowdy was in a match with. He was a guest referee against Bret Hart and Bobby Backlund. Diesel versus Shawn Michaels. Shawn Michaels, Lawrence Taylor. Yeah. WrestleMania 9. It's a mid show. I know, don't hate me. I mean, oh my god, I'm missing a thing. WrestleMania 11, I apologize again. 12. 12. I'm gonna put that under GOAT shows. That card itself was absolutely amazing. I remember watching it, I watched it like a couple weeks ago, and that Iron Man match between Shawn and Bret, arguably the greatest Iron Man match of all time, and one of the best WrestleMania main events of all time. And the crazy thing is, I recently watched it again because Bryan Danielson and MJF just had an amazing Iron Man match. I'm like, yo, this comes up. This is top tier with it. Yeah. So that's definitely a go-to show. WrestleMania 13. 13. Okay. 13. I'm gonna honestly put it. It was a good show. Wasn't nothing crazy, but it was a good show. 14. 14. Great show. Stone Cold and Shawn Michaels with Mike Tyson. That had to be up there. So that's definitely a great show. Alright, WrestleMania 15. I just realized how fucking many of these are. WrestleMania 15. Another one, but this one is gonna be goated in my opinion. I think this one tops the last year's one. But once again, that's just my opinion. I'm just saying. WrestleMania 2000. WrestleMania 2000. WrestleMania 2000 was definitely it's a great show. I enjoyed WrestleMania 2000. WrestleMania 2001. So WrestleMania. What did I say about this one? 17. Goated. I don't know why it took me so long. I was thinking about it. That was another Rock and Austin banger. 17. Alright, next one. 18. WrestleMania 18. This was a great era of of wrestling. This was like the time to be at this time. WrestleMania 18, also a great show. 19. WrestleMania 19. What a show this was. Oh god. This was an amazing show. This is the show where what's his name? Brock Lesnar almost killed himself against Kurt Angle. One of the most iconic moments of all time. One of the best matches was Shawn Michaels versus freaking Chris Jericho. Can't remember that. And then The Rock also was on there. That card, listen, around this time was like the best period of wrestling, honestly. The early 2000s and the late 90s was great. It was the best time. What a good time. Sorry. WrestleMania 20. Back in Madison Square Garden. This is the first time Thuganomics John Cena won the U.S. title. And just because of that, I would love to put it under GOAT shows. But you also had Eddie and Kurt, Undertaker and Kane, the guy we won't talk about versus Triple H and Shawn Michaels. Like, the whole card was great. And then you had Goldberg and okay. WrestleMania definitely going under. This was a GOAT show to me. Yeah, I believe so. WrestleMania 21, another great show. This was actually the year where the Ruthless Aggression era guys really like put it up there, and like Batista became a big deal, Cena became a big deal. So in my eyes, another GOAT show. WrestleMania 22. WrestleMania 22 wasn't a bad show. It was a good show. It wasn't crazy. It wasn't a great show to me, but that's just me. WrestleMania 23. To be honest with you, WrestleMania 23 was the first WrestleMania I actually had on DVD. I remember getting it for Christmas. So yeah, WrestleMania 23 has a special place in my heart. And this show was actually a great show. I enjoyed it. The ladder match was great. You already know, freaking Cena and Shawn. We had a whole bunch of stuff in there. WrestleMania 24, another good show. But I do think, the retirement match is iconic between Shawn and Ric Flair. You got Floyd Mayweather against Big Show, which was something. The Undertaker and Edge. Originally, if you guys didn't know, I also said it in my last video with Undertaker, that Edge was supposed to defeat the streak at that time. So yeah, WrestleMania 24. It's a great show. 25. Holy shit. 25 had its ups and downs, to be honest with you. It really did. A lot of old heads on the show. Can't forget one of the greatest matches of all time. One of the greatest WrestleMania matches of all time. Shawn Michaels versus Undertaker. So in my eyes, that was a great show. What stops it from being GOAT show was I didn't really think Triple H versus Randy Orton was a big match for me. Rey Mysterio and JBL. Like, the rest of the card was pretty like iffy. And I didn't really like the main event with Triple H and Randy Orton. So it was basic, and so yeah. But Shawn Michaels and Undertaker, my God. 26. 26 was 26 had its ups and downs. It was a very it's either it was a mid show. I think the highlight of it is like my favorite part was obviously Shawn Michaels and Undertaker again. They really saved it. Cena and Batista was okay. Everything else was just weird. I think Jerry Lawler and Michael Cole had a match, I believe, with Stone Cold there, and it was a whole bunch of that's definitely a mid show. 27, complete shit show. We all know that was terrible. It was absolutely garbage, and literally, this was basically just a filler for what was it? It was basically a filler match for Cena and The Rock, honestly, because The Miz and John Cena was the main event, one of the worst main events of all time, and because there was no reason for it, and like I said, it was just filler just to start the rivalry between John Cena and The Rock, heading into the next WrestleMania, which is WrestleMania 28, and that is definitely a GOAT show. From top to bottom, I enjoyed it. We had, Sheamus and Daniel Bryan. You had Undertaker versus Triple H in the Hell in a Cell match with Shawn Michaels being the referee. You had obviously Cena and The Rock to end the night. Of course, one of the biggest WrestleMania events, main events of all time, and meant so much to everybody. Chris Jericho and CM Punk. What else can I say about that show? It's amazing. So yeah, that's definitely one of my favorite manias of all time. WrestleMania 29 was a good show. I would love to put it at great or GOAT, but I'm gonna be honest, that would me just being biased because John Cena won. That would me just being biased. So I honestly think that, not being biased, I'll say it was a good show. Nothing insane, honestly. Cena and Rock was good though, twice in a lifetime. So yeah, I'll just keep it at good. That's fine. All right, we're getting to near the end. Let's see what we're gonna say about this one. Give me WrestleMania 30 GOAT show. Obviously, we all know it was fucking fantastic. Oops, sorry. We all know it was a fantastic show. We had the greatest, probably the greatest underdog storyline of all time with Daniel Bryan versus The Authority. Daniel Bryan and Triple H had a banger of a opening match, and then Bryan had to come back and at the end of the night be a part of the triple threat match to win the world title, and was one of the biggest pops of all time. That show was amazing. WrestleMania 30, GOAT show. WrestleMania 31 was a good show. Oh my god, it was a good show. The best parts was John Cena and Rusev coming in with a fucking tank, and obviously Roman and Brock. I really did not. This was a time when they really started pushing Roman, so I was not looking forward to this pay-per-view because I knew Roman was gonna win. But the thing that really saved it was obviously the heist of the century. Now that I remember that, this is going that great. I'm sorry. No, it's still good. I don't care. Never mind. But Seth Rollins really saved that WrestleMania. And WrestleMania 32, a complete shit show. Oh my god, WrestleMania 32 was absolutely terrible. From top to bottom, this was one of the worst WrestleManias. In my opinion, could be the worst WrestleMania, to be honest with you, because everything was terrible. The flow of the show was wrong. The Wyatts got freaking buried. John Cena came back, which is fine, but him and The Rock literally buried the Wyatts. We had one of the worst main events of all time as well, with Roman and Triple H, which I could not care anything for. Brock Lesnar and Dean Ambrose was so fucking mid, a disappointment. The only two best matches that actually saved the show was the women's triple threat match and AJ Styles versus Chris Jericho. And to even make it worse, those two matches had the wrong outcomes. So that match was just, that show was fucking horrible. If you think WrestleMania 32 was a great show, I don't know what WrestleManias you like. So WrestleMania 34. It was a very mid show. Nothing crazy going on. The best part for me was AJ and Shane, who started off it, was fucking fantastic. The Hardys return, which was amazing. The main event was shit with with Undertaker and Roman. Like I said, the Roman push, fucking horrible. WrestleMania 34, mid as fuck. Everything had potential. AJ Styles and Shinsuke had so much potential, but they fucked it up. And then Shinsuke turned heel. Once again, Roman and Brock, I didn't care for at all. So yeah, another shit show. John Cena Undertaker was underwhelming. So yeah, WrestleMania 35 was a good show. I had no problems with WrestleMania 35, except the main event. The triple threat match between Becky, Charlotte, and Ronda. I was pissed off going into this. There's no reason. You guys know how much I hate Charlotte Flair. There was no reason that she needed to be a part of that WrestleMania main event. That's just her being selfish. Before I get mad, I'm just going to get past it. Anyways, it was a good show. WrestleMania 36, the first pandemic show. It was very mid only because there was no fans in attendance, so you couldn't really get the energy. I felt bad for Drew and Brock because they actually did a decent match, and Drew finally got his big moment. Seth and Kevin Owens was good. I'll put it under good show. It wasn't bad. So, it's fine. Charlotte fucked up once again because she didn't put over Rhea Ripley. 37 has a special place in my heart. It's a good show. And the reason for that, because I was actually at that one. That was my first WrestleMania ever. So, that has a special place in my heart. So, it was a good show. That was fine. 37 was a good show. 38, the final one. WrestleMania 38 will go down as a good show. I wasn't thinking anything of it until it happened. It was pretty entertaining except the main event. So this show was actually a good show. And that is my WrestleMania rankings. I know it took long. It may have been boring. I apologize, but I felt like since it was WrestleMania season, might as well just do it. We'll see what WrestleMania 39 has in store. So we'll obviously do another rerun next year for 39 to be added. But yeah, what do you guys think of my rankings? Do you think it's shit? Or do you guys enjoy it? Do you guys think it's better? What are your rankings? Please let me know in the comments. Once again, this has been NezReacts, and I'll see you in my next video. Love you guys.